Gentlemen, welcome back to the championship division for round 11 of this championship. We are in Portugal and it seems like it is dry. Oh, put a quick thing. But the first thing is, I am back, but your commentator from last week has joined me again.
Mr. Inorganic, you alright?
Yeah, I'm alright. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Good to have you back, Luke.
First, you have Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
Did he pay you, or did he leave the checks behind?
I was told that you was going to pay me out your bonus.
Ah, okay. That's how it works now. Now, interesting. So, only 8 drivers tonight, which is not a lot.
No, it's a shame. I'm thinking, obviously, it's good for the McLarens because they've got both drivers in. Yeah, and the McLarens.
Sorry, I'm just eating a bit.
It's got to be done. I'm just seeing if I can find the weather.
Oh, that's a good one. So, if I'm correct, Mercedes can get the constructors title tonight because their little bar or whatever it's called has just gone to yellow. So, why is my thing not working?
I've
Or
got
goals, you
the
could say.
I've got the weather up, and it's saying we have an overcast for qualifying. It's dry qualifying, but in the race it's going to be light rain at the start, but then it should dry up, so that could make things interesting.
That's interesting. Mixed conditions. Again, rain. Which is interesting.
Yep, last week in Canada, they had a fully wet race. I think this is just going to be the start, so I think you'll probably see drivers with dry setups.
Yeah.
But Portugal, a couple of them turns, accelerations uphill, they can get a bit slippy, so that could be one to watch.
It's an interesting track, could say the least. I don't like it. I mean, it does seem like a good track, but just driving it, I feel like it's not not a Formula One track, if you know what I mean. I like it as a MotoGP track, but
Yeah, it's a very slippy track. Yesterday we had one or two spins in the race yesterday.
no.
I actually did all right yesterday. I started 14th on the grid and ended up finishing 8th. So I'll take that.
Decent results last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Got an
I don't know
upgrade
what's
from
happening.
an upgrade in the car.
But it'd be interesting to see these now with the medium traction control,
Yeah.
especially in the wet. Is it you've got that? Is it turn 3? We just got that sharp corner to the right, under acceleration, and it's on a bend,
Yeah.
and it's uphill. It's there's a couple of places here that
It's like a roller
very,
coaster.
yeah.
So we got Jones in in the chat with some breaking news from the paddock. There have been recent rumors about a certain Taylor Swift dating someone in the racing world. Everyone thought it was Alonso. I can feel she's after money and is dating myself.
Well,
If you look at the break in the tour schedule on Luke's prom date, it matches up perfectly. Well, I can't deny any allegations here.
so that's Taylor Swift dating somebody who's got more money than herself.
Probably, yeah. I think it's the other way around. Don't know, Jones, if you got any upgrade on my wages, but otherwise I don't think it's a real story, unfortunately. Well, in the meantime, Owl, 5/10 quicker than the rest of the field. Interesting. He needs to make a late title charge, maybe, because we got our schedule reduced, or our season reduced from 16 to 14 races.
Yeah, got a good result last week, winning in Canada, and an excellent drive from Booty. So Booty is one to watch.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think they have enabled the line again, or corner line, in the championship, if I am correct, which might. I mean, I know that Mercedes guys stayed with no line, and they do have medium traction control, but I think Booty turned on his line again, so that's why he's maybe a bit more competitive again. Doesn't take away he's doing very well. Now also someone was missing again, Stebo, unfortunately. I think he's on holiday.
Yeah, that will hurt Ferrari's standings in the overall constructors.
Yeah.
Especially with both the Mercs looking for a 1-2 this race.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Becker is obviously a Ferrari driver, but the question is, will he finish ahead of one of those Mercs? Now everything can happen, but we only have 8 drivers here, which is as they both Mercs went like a Noah's Ark in a pair out of the pit box. Matt is also back. I don't know if Matt was there last week, but he has missed some races.
Yes, he has. No, I don't think he raced last week. I'm trying to think. I've been asleep since then.
Yeah, and Puggy is in the Williams, and I think that's his first race because he hasn't scored any points.
Yeah, Big Puggy's moved up from first division into the championship, so it's good to see Big Puggy out there.
Some points for Williams, maybe. And also McLaren have jumped ahead of Ferrari, I think since last week in the standings.
Yeah, McLaren have got a good team. They've got some really good, drivers, and they're consistent as well. You know, they've both got 2 drivers most races.
Yep. Good team, of course. The orange cars, better than in real life, you could say.
That's not hard, is it?
No, they are swimming. You could say regarding real life, they're swimming around in last place. In real life.
I don't know about swimming. I think more like
almost drowning.
Doggy paddle or something like that at the back. It's you kind of hope that they can sort something out with the car, but
we'll see. At least in the game, the car is equal.
Yeah, it's a shame because I think McLaren are one of them teams that you kind of want to do well.
It's a traditional team, so won championships, same as Williams. But we will see. Not everyone can win. Owl having a moment on his lap. Jones saying, feel like a blank space. You could have said a love story, mate. That would have been a better story.
I personally think that I should be dating Taylor Swift. Only on because her first name is actually the same as my surname, So if we actually
Ooh.
got married, her name would be Taylor Taylor. I think
Oh,
that's
that would be
brilliant.
great. Yeah.
Yep.
Is pit limiter not? Oh, in the qualifying it doesn't matter, of course. I was like, well, I was racing into the pit lane, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that caught a couple of people out yesterday. Pit lane entrance on this. Certain Callum he picked up two. He
Two.
had to pit twice. Yeah, he had to pit twice after the first lap contact. And he had to go into the pits twice, and twice he got done for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, that's a difficult one. It's a bit of a weird this one, yeah, because if I feel like it's a bit early on the entry.
Yeah, and it's on a fast bend as well. It's like the
Yeah.
final bend. That's flat out. That is.
Yeah. Well, Kieran, his first lap time of 19.1, 1.4 behind the Mercedes of Al. Now Al has gone in again on his lap. I was following him. It seems like he was sliding all over the place. So maybe a different setup. I don't know.
I wonder if they've gone. It'd be interesting if they've gone again low. They went quite low, I think, last week in the wet. So it'd be interesting to see. Obviously, they'll be gambling the first couple of laps in the rain, especially around here. It's a slippy circuit.
It is a slippy circuit. Let's have a look at all the and put on all my data and stuff. Let's see if we have some fun statistics. So let's select. Oh, I need to put championship. Have a look at Kieran, his results in the last 5 races. Oh, I need to select 2 drivers now. We will do a McLaren comparison then, if it doesn't back out of it, as it just does now.
Yeah, I think. See if I can. I've got no name options. I might have to refresh mine.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, we can just do I can. No, I need to put on the championship again. A comparison between the both McLaren teammates, and I hope it works. But I guess it doesn't. Well, then we will do it for the next time. Maybe something for Smith to keep an eye out on, as it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the lack of drivers, maybe in the
Could be.
in the championship.
Yeah, I'm saying some people joining us in the chat. Ivor saying, Matt Smith and the Comboys, good evening from the sunny Holland. Now it is very sunny today. Got a beautiful sun. If I look outside of my window now, and yeah, it has been a nice day today. Got some good weather coming up now. Evening from Mucky, and Jetfish saying Owl has low wings, and he has high wings. That's an interesting strategy then. And Kieran saying this track was where I made my RPM debut. I don't know, is that last season or is it the season? I think it's already 2 seasons ago, right?
I think it is. Yeah.
I have no
I
clue
think he
about
was
time.
reserving. Yeah, he was a reserve driver if I remember rightly.
Yeah, because I don't remember Portugal being on the calendar last year or last season. I don't know.
No,
Could be.
Yeah, it'd be could be the season before. Yeah, he started off as a reserve driver. And I remember the day that he was told he'd be a permanent driver. He was, yeah, he was like he was a giddy little school kid, but he was well chuffed.
Yeah,
But
that's good.
as for weather in lovely Birmingham, as I look out of my incredibly cheap room, it's cloudy.
Well, you could say it's British weather, but typical British weather is what I hear every time. I mean, we are used to the rain as well, but this time, I mean, we had bad weather and a cold day until even May. So, but yeah, I remember my first. I was here since the beginning, so it's a long time ago. Almost 2 years, I think, since I joined RPM now.
That's why you're on the beggar books then, that is, isn't it? 'Cause it's length of service.
I'm becoming a bit of a veteran. Not quick in pace, but it's like a parasite that's still there. Pops up every once in a while.
How did you find Canada last week?
Difficult, because it felt alright on race pace, because I think I finished P6 or 7, I'm not sure. But yeah, it was difficult because I feel like you had a lot of shadows, and with no line, I really enjoy Canada normally, but this was so difficult. And then the final chicane, I mean, you can't even see the braking boards, so sometimes I just have to guess and hope I'm correct. So it was a bit of a difficult one, but the result is what counts.
Yeah, 'cause you had some good battles with your brother.
Yeah,
So, he
yeah,
dropped off towards the end, didn't he?
yeah. I mean, I enjoyed fighting with my brother, but at that particular moment, I was hoping we would just follow each other and move forward, because we were losing a lot of time. But I guess we were quite equal on pace. But then he dropped it. So yeah,
Yeah,
nothing we can do about it.
you would think brothers racing together would help each other, but I've seen Callum and Kieran on the same track together, and there's no help there whatsoever. It's
No, it's a pedal. Yeah, and I don't want. I mean, I've been here before, and before he joined, as Jetfish goes to pole position, by the way, and Al is in the pit, so Al can't take it, Puggy can't take it. Let's see if Booty can take it. Just going back to track. But yeah, I had quite some good results before he joined, and then afterwards he started to beat me. So I need to beat him, and it's working out a bit. But yeah, it's a fierce battle. As Booty is taking pole position, then. And I think Jetfish is slowed down, so Booty is the quickest. Is Matt improving? Matt is improving to P4. Can Becker improve?
that's a great lap that is from Booty.
Yeah. Becker's got a special Portugal helmet as he moves up to P6. And I think Jetfish is done. So Booty is on pole position then.
He sandwiched the. It was in the Mercedes sandwich last week, in the end finishing on a great second. So I think. But oh yeah, Jetfish got all tail endy there. So he won't be improving his time.
No, he's slowed down, I think. So Booty then, pole position, ahead of both Mercedes. Matt in P4, not too far behind, so quite close. Then Puggy, yeah, very close, 18.0. He's not that far off. Becker then in P6, only 2 tenths behind that. We got Stubby 2 tenths behind Becker, and then Kieran in P8 with a 19.1, and I think he invalidated on his final lap.
Yeah, I'm looking at Kieran. I wonder if he's gone with a higher setup. That might have made him struggle with the pace. But That's the only thing I can think of. He's probably gone for a higher downforce. I mean, the weather forecast is gone now, so I can't check the weather now.
Is it gone?
Yep.
Well, let's see if I can see it then. Oh, I can still see it, so it still says light rain, and after 60 minutes it says light rain again. Now, I don't think this race is 60 minutes long, like in Singapore, but you never know. But we could see potential rain at the end then.
So yeah, that makes sense if some drivers have gone higher downforce. Booty, I'd imagine, has gone pretty low.
I guess so, yeah.
That's going to be interesting start, especially if it's going to be wet.
Oh, for sure. Let's see if and this is, I think, I don't know if Booty is using any traction control, but this is the point where the Mercedes normally have a very good start, so we will see.
Yeah, we had a good first corner incident yesterday. Yeah, a bit of a pile up first corner. So I think the Mercedes will be trying to get a good start to try and, if there is an incident at the first corner, they'll want to be ahead of that.
Yep. And there's the rain. Oh, the dangerous rain.
And on a very slippy circuit.
Oh yeah, I've done one start in the rain, I think here before, and I it was a terrible start on the rain, especially into turn one. I mean, there's not a lot of cars now, but when we had, I think, a full grid and starting in the middle, the visibility into turn one is terrible.
Yeah, I think when I raced here, not this season, when it was last on the calendar, yeah, I crashed out. I think it was towards the end of the race, and that was on that was a wet track.
Yeah, it's the wet is always difficult, but it is intermediate conditions, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. It won't take long for them for a dry line to appear.
No, especially if it says overcast after 10 minutes.
Yeah, so we're going to have a few... Oof, that's just Jetfish was very, very, very squirmy up that that hill.
I didn't see that. Or maybe I did catch it on my screen, I don't know. Interesting then, because I feel like most of them went for a dry setup, but it could be that Codemasters has like that little rain thing for the race, and you can't see the weather for the race, and it's just rain for about 5 minutes, but then you get tricked into thinking it's a complete wet race, but we will see what the setup says.
But yeah, Booty will be looking to get a good start to put pressure on the Mercedes.
Yep.
They're all desperately trying to get some sort of heat into them tyres.
Yeah, I think Jetfish is lining up a bit sideways, so is his teammate, and I think Kieran is... Oh! Kieran is doing the same. So the left side more pointed towards the right, as we're waiting for 5 red lights. We got a good view. And it's lights out in Portugal, and look at how much they are struggling with the traction. Let's see who has a good start. Booty is still ahead, but Jetfish is up the inside into turn 1, and he is past. Ooh, almost contact between Booty and over the curb, now up the inside.
Yeah, it's a good clean start from everyone. Oh, there's a bit of contact there between Matt and Kieran, I believe, at the back, but they've both got through it okay.
Ooh, and Al now up the inside of Booty, as he has the better exit. But Booty has a good exit out of this corner into the right-hander. This is a difficult corner, and the Mercedes both jump ahead of the McLaren then. But Puggy, starting P5, is now right behind a podium position.
Yeah, good start did Puggy, and he's keeping up there with Booty. But yeah, them cars, they do look like they're on dry setups.
Yeah.
Just waiting for that dry line to start appearing, and then we're going to see. We could see 2 stoppers if it starts to rain again later on. We could see 3-stop race.
Potentially. I don't know how high the tire wear is around here.
I think when I took my hards yesterday to lap 20, so I think when they do come in for their dry tyres, I think the drivers looking at going straight onto the hards.
Yeah, depending on how quick this rain will fade out, or the track will become more dry. I mean, you don't have the tire restriction, so medium is a possibility. But you do have to make an extra stop if some people choose the hard.
Yeah, and if there is a chance that the rain does come back later on in the race, if it runs a bit longer than normal, yeah, that could play a bit of in the drivers' minds on what tyres to go for.
Yeah, so... Oh, yellow flag. It is Matt. I think he lost it, if I see the tire marks on the track surface. No damage, I think, so...
Yeah, it looks okay. But Matt's just got to keep going, because only 8 drivers, you're going to get some good points.
Yeah, he's getting 13 points right now, and he will jump ahead of Karting, as Karting isn't here, unfortunately. So he would jump up to P6 in the standings. And let's see, Bakker would jump up to P10 from P12, and Stubby's also moving up a position with his current standings. Apart from that, not a lot of changes.
It'll be interesting to see how Mr. Bakker himself gets on. Last couple of races, he's looked really strong at the start of the Grand Prix, but then kind of faded at the end. And seeing he's the only Ferrari driver today, he's going to be open to get some good points for the team.
Yeah. So sorry for the... I was yawning a bit. But yeah, he is carrying the Ferrari flag tonight. And interested to see what his dry pace is, because the last time I was on comms was in Silverstone. I think his first race. If I'm correct.
Yep.
And he had some quick pace there, so...
Yeah, but towards the end he dropped off. Last week at Canada, he showed some great pace at the start, but then kind of failed to push on in the latter half of the race. As Big Puggy's gone off.
Oh yeah, missed that, but Puggy has lost it, I think. No damage.
Went onto the grass.
Then there's a free position over Bakker as he moves up to P4. Booty can't keep up with the pace of the Mercedes. So far.
And I would say that it looks like it's slowly stopping to rain, so not going to be long before the dry line appears. Because in this game we've seen it before where the track's wet, but as soon as it stops raining it clears up so quick.
Oh yeah. I've had a race here when you went past the pit lane, and if you start to the rain will start to come down in about turn 2, but before you were at the end of the lap, there was already so much rain. So, and it's the same the other way around. So interesting to see what will happen. And yeah, Jetfish improving the pace, and so does Al. I can see the lap times, and I think yeah, Booty. Oh no, Becker is going 27.4 on the lap times as Booty or Puggy picks up a penalty, and Becker is equal on pace with Al. So that's an interesting dynamic. The Jetfish is 4 tenths quicker than the both of them.
Yep, I think Becker's slowly, because obviously there's no DRS under these wet conditions, which is a shame because I believe it has actually stopped raining now.
Yep, it's not raining anymore, so we will see pit stops soon, I think.
Yeah, DRS will hopefully be enabled soon.
Yeah, so now
Becker's in that DRS zone from Booty.
He's going quick, but now I think it's a bit too long if you go to the hards from this point on.
Yeah, you would be, if it's going to stay dry, I think you...
Is medium a possibility? So you have to do about 14 laps on the both of them?
Or could you actually see a Mr. Jones gamble and maybe go hards
and then softs,
push them as long and then softs?
Ooh, I would love to see that. Now Becker closing in again. He is improved and so does Al. They are now lapping the same pace as Jetfish is.
Booty went wide there on that corner, but Becker couldn't make... Oh, he's got him on the outside.
Oh.
He's looking up the hill.
That's a good run on the traction, and he's passed up to P3.
That's a great overtaking manoeuvre because that hill, and it's easy to pick up track limits there.
Yeah,
coming out of that corner.
So Booty losing a lot of time then, starting on pole, but maybe the drive will work in his favor.
So, and I think Al's not going to want to be playing second fiddle to Jetfish because, like you said, I think Al wants to try and make a bit of a challenge in the championship. So I think we're going to see a Mercedes battle.
Yeah, because after this run we have 3 rounds left. Now there is a lot of points available, but the current gap, as the live gap, is about 52 points. So that's at least one race. Oh, as Al goes in, and I think he's trying to go to dry tires.
Yep, it looks like he's going hard. So
interesting.
Could that be the hard softs?
Oh yeah, hards on these conditions. I mean, Kieran is going in as well, but hards on these conditions. Very cold conditions. Oh, and it's yellow, and it is Becker is round, and Stubby has lost it as well. So a lot is happening right now. But Becker spun, and I see Booty struggling. I think it is too dry for the intermediates right now.
Well, Kieran's gone on to mediums.
Yeah, I think he's doing the medium maybe.
Medium.
So I think it's at least a 2-stop.
Yeah, I don't think them hards will go the full distance. So I think Al's going to be looking at hard softs.
Yeah, so let's have a look at Al's. If I can have a look at his sector time, I can't really.
It's going to take a long time though to get them hard tyres up to temperature in the damp conditions at the moment. So it takes a while for them to heat up as it is. So
let's see what Jetfish's lap time is then, this lap, as he will be coming in. Oh, a lot is happening. Oh yeah, he's of course going in, so that's not giving us any information, but let's see where he comes out compared to ours. DRS is enabled, so that's the indication that it is dry.
And Jetfish has gone medium.
Ooh.
So medium, and we could be looking at a hard soft as everyone else now is pitting mediums.
Oh, I was still struggling.
And back has gone onto hards
as well. No, I think Becker as an engineer, a very special engineer. But yeah, so Al's 4 seconds behind now, but he has temperature. That's a crucial thing. Let's see. Kieran back up to P5. But different strategies. One half has gone to the mediums, the other half has gone to the hards.
Yep. And if Mr. Becker has got a certain engineer with him, I think he would have told him to have looked at hard softs.
Yeah.
But
that's very likely.
Don't ask him how the race went yesterday. By me just saying that, I probably got the sack from comms.
Very angry Mr. Yeah, we know who we're talking about. So, from what I know is that the hards work really well around here. I really enjoy the hards on this track. At least I did on the old game. And I can't remember how it was 2 seasons ago. But I feel like the hards were very good around here. Because the tire wear is quite high.
Yeah, I pushed my hards to about lap 20, I think it was. I think it might have been later than that. Yeah, the hards are good round here once they get up to temperature.
Oh, and Kieran now attacking Becker. So Becker has lost 4 seconds behind Booty on the hards. He might have made a mistake, I'm not sure. Let's see what his last lap was saying, if I have any info on that.
Yeah, Kieran's DRS. Oh, gets a bit tiny bit the back, trying to step out on back of there. But Kieran on the mediums will be the better tyre now.
Yeah.
By the looks of it, everyone's going to have to pit again anyway. And the medium runners will pit before
the
hard runners.
Yeah, and now Jetfish has got the pace because I was losing a lot. And I think Jetfish will set the fastest lap. There we go, 19.9. And Al is doing... Well, he isn't gone. He's doing a 20 point... No, that's Booty. A 21.1. So the mediums are definitely much faster. Spuggy's also doing a 21.0. Stubby's doing a 20.7. So Stubby's very quick, and interestingly, Puggy is quicker on the hards than Al.
That's quite interesting. I think, obviously it's going to take a while for them hards to warm up, where the mediums will heat up a lot quicker. That's where you see medium runners having an advantage at the moment, but once them mediums start going off, the hard runners then will come into their own, and I think that's what Al's going to be hoping for.
And he will have the advantage on the soft later on.
Yeah, and then push Jetfish to the very end.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one, and definitely good to see like different strategies at the top. Let's see which one will be the best. I'm not sure actually which one is the best option. I think I would have gone for medium just because I don't normally like driving on the hards, but
yeah, I think I'd probably with what I was doing yesterday, I think I would have gone hards, softs.
Yeah, it's interesting that we both have. Yeah, you have more experience from last night. As Stubby picks up a penalty, and Kieran is still very close behind Becker, but he seems like Becker has more straight line speed.
Yeah. It's a long straight as well here. So if you've got ERS and DRS, that's probably your best overtake opportunity on the start-finish straight.
Yeah, I know it's difficult around here to like harvest your ERS, if I'm correct. So that's most of them have already gone through all of the ERS.
Yeah, I'm just watching back. He's got a lot of straight line pace. I don't think Ewan's anywhere near. No, Ewan's not going to be close enough. No.
He was close. Oh, he hit the bump as I was following him. And it's a nice 360 though. Waiting for Stubby to come round. But he drops down to P7.
There seems to be quite a bit of banging upstairs.
Some live reactions. Now I don't know if you are able to see the live standings. If that works.
Yeah. It does take a while for mine. It's probably just the laptop that I'm using that's... I did have it on a minute ago.
Because currently the Mercedes tab in the constructor standing has become golden, which means that they are currently in a position to win the championship, the constructors championship. So there's a very high chance with them being 1-2 and quicker than the rest of the field that we could see Mercedes being crowned champions. Now that's not a surprise.
Yeah, that's no surprise. That they've been fantastic all season. The two Mercedes drivers, they've always been in the top three.
Yep, I think they started off the season. The first 5 rounds they had 4-1-2. It's a bit like Red Bull. So yeah, interesting. But now Al isn't losing. He is losing some time, but not too much compared to Jetfish. But let's see if he can close in that 5-second gap.
And interestingly, no safety cars. We had no safety cars yesterday.
No.
And no safety cars today by the looks of it.
I feel like this is a track where there's not a high chance of a safety car unless you really do crash on track. But
yeah, there's enough room if you do make an error, because there's a lot of spins, but there's a lot of runoff areas, which I like.
Yeah. Yeah, next week we move to Saudi Arabia, which is a sprint actually. There is a high chance we get more safety cars around there. So yeah, I think in the Premier Division we haven't had a safety car in the last 2 races. Now it is good, of course, because you can just stick to your strategy and keep in your rhythm. But I do have to say, a safety car sometimes is quite nice, just to have a little break in between your racing. But
yeah, especially the in the Premiership, because the two commentators they certainly look out for their trivia.
yeah,
they're known for their trivia.
Yeah, that's their segment of the show, you could say.
Yeah.
We don't have any segments because we don't want to steal any ideas. So if you do have an idea in the chat which you would like to see discussed, because we are with 8 drivers and there's not a lot of battles, although Stubby is behind Puggy. If there's something interesting you would like to hear, let us know.
Yeah, that's the closest battle. There's just gaps everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, of course we are with 8, so it's not a surprise, but
yeah, Portugal can be like that. I mean, I had a couple of good battles with a couple of drivers yesterday, but for some of the race, I was just like I was the only car on track. You just didn't see another car. You can just get very spread out.
Yeah, we had the same in Canada, I think, last week, because I was like 20 or 30 seconds behind the car in P5, and at some point I had 20 seconds like to the car behind me. So yeah, very big gaps.
I think Kieran will be hoping that Stubby and Big Puggy hold each other up, so Kieran can try and close in that gap and join the party.
Yeah, because he doesn't have he doesn't have the 3-second time penalty.
Again, track limits on this so easy to pick up. Them corners. Yeah, I struggled with track limits yesterday.
It is difficult,
Yeah,
especially into the first, like the first 2-3 corners.
Yep. Yeah, especially that one just before the DRS zone.
Oh yeah.
That one, yeah.
You got
you
some
can't see it
difficult
because it's
ones.
the top of the hill, ain't it?
Yeah, that's the annoying thing. Especially with the line off now. Normally the line gives you an indication, for me at least, to see where I'm going, but
Just looking in chat, either Alonso has his thumbs insured for 12 million. Well, I can tell you that my co-commentator has his microphone insured, and that solid gold microphone is a bit more than 12 million.
it is. Cost me a lot of money.
And how was your yacht last week?
My yacht?
Yeah, you was revising on your yacht.
Oh, it was great. Landed it near Portugal. No, near Canada. And jumped off into the car the day after. Did a quick test, school exams in the meantime, and then right back on the earth.
Dedication.
Well, the Ferrari contract is a big contract, I have to tell you that.
And bet RPM.
Oh yeah. I mean, you could say it's a safe bet when you bet on the Mercedes in this championship.
Yeah, we don't give odds out for the Mercedes in the championship.
It's just 1.001 or so. If you bet $1 million, you can make $10.
On Booty winning.
Yeah. Putty's pace isn't too bad. But our pace is slowly improving, as I can see on the fastest lap table. He's slowly gaining some pace, but I feel like Jetfish is still a bit quicker.
Yeah, the question is if Al is going hard softs, if they both come in for another pit stop and say the same time they're in the pits as each other,
he needs to make up 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Would you do that on softs towards the end? I'm not quite sure. It's a bit too big a gap.
Yeah, and he will need to close the gap in a bit at the end of Jetfish's medium stint, because I feel like if he is still on, if Jetfish switches to new mediums, he will still be on those hards for about 2 or 3 laps. So yeah, he will lose time there as well.
Yeah, he's going to need them. He's going to be hoping that Jetfish's mediums are going to start going off, and hoping then that he can close that gap. but it is slowly coming down.
Yeah. Still big gap, so let's see, have a look if I can see what Jetfish's last lap was. I now out it at 21.2, and let's have a look at the pace of Jetfish. So Jetfish is done at 21.2 as well, so they're equal on pace. And Jetfish, if he can maintain that gap, I think he can hold on. I was saying, sing us a song. Is that that's the start of Piano Man, right?
Sing us a song. You wouldn't want to hear my
No.
my brummy tones down the airways. No.
The Eurovision was last weekend.
I'm no Taylor Swift.
Did you watch Eurovision, or are you not interested in that kind of?
Do you know, I absolutely love Eurovision.
Great.
I'll watch it every year.
Me too.
It's always good for a laugh.
Yeah. It's I mean, you have good songs and just craziness, but I do enjoy it. I don't tell to too many people, but
yeah, it's yeah.
It's kind of a weird, like, people look at it as a weird obsession or something, but I can quite enjoy the show.
Do you know, I think most people watch Eurovision. It's just the ones that admit to watching it.
Yeah.
I can't, it was the ones last week, and they were singing in their underpants. I thought that.
Oh, the Croatia.
Yeah, that's genius.
Yeah. I mean, it unfortunately sometimes it has been a bit political in the standings and in the way it's run, but I mean, you get good fun. Sometimes also really good songs. So.
Yeah, you can get some good catchy songs, and yeah, and some crazy.
Yeah. Any favorites from last from the final?
Poland was
Actually,
probably.
really?
I don't think it was for the song though.
I get what you mean. Yeah, it was a catchy song, but that's not why it scored points.
Yeah, it was a catchy song, but it caught more than. Yeah, it caught my eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, Poland. And Israel.
Oh, yeah. Israel as well. I really enjoyed Finland. I mean, it's crazy, but...
Jetfish has gone into the pits, and Parker is now up to second. So, yeah, mediums for Jetfish, as you said.
Booty has also gone in, and Kieran has also gone in. So this is the switching point then. Now let's see how long Al will go in. Will stay out.
Yeah, I think they'll try and push them hard for as long as they can. I don't know how long softs last around Portugal. As you said, it's a very high tyre degradation.
Yeah. It's I mean, the mediums then have done about 13 laps. So normally the softs would do about half of it. So I guess the softs would go about 7 laps or so. In a good state, you could say.
Do you think the hard runners will be watching how much wear they've got on their tyres? Do you think they could actually push it to the end?
Let's see. I think we can see tire. Wait. I need to select the championship. I think I can see the tire wear. So Becker's tire wear is currently at about between 40 and 45%, and that's after 14 laps. He still needs another 11 laps.
That's pushing it. That is. I don't. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, it is a risk, and I mean, so you will have to look at Booty, I think, because Puggy will, if he will do the same strategy, he won't catch, and if he doesn't make another pit stop, he won't, I think, catch up again. So Becker has about a gap of 16 seconds, but the question is, will he lose that all?
Yeah, I was just looking at Owl's tyres, and he's up to 60% on his rear left.
Yeah, he's much higher.
So, yeah, Owl's definitely gonna at Jetfish now on them fresh mediums. He's flying.
Yeah, 19.8.
And Becker's picked up a penalty as well.
Oh, I missed that. I was looking at the his tire wear. In the meantime, he did. So a lot of drivers now on penalties for cars, and I think Stubby's got 6 seconds. Let's have a look. Yeah, so the only one on 6 is Stubby then. But yeah, I was done. So in that last lap, Jetfish did a 19.8 as his fastest lap, but in the same lap time, Al put a 20.6. So Al loses about 8/10 of a second now. If he does it every lap he stays out longer, is more seconds to catch up on the softs.
Yeah, them tyres are gone now on that hard. Looking at his tyres, 61% as he comes into the pits. Yeah, he's going to go mediums. Yeah, softs. Oh no, he's gone softs.
Interesting. As yeah, Ivers has soft max 10 laps, so it could be close.
Yeah.
And Jetfish overtaking Becker for the lead. This will be then. Jetfish is in the lead. And Becker dropped down to P2. But let's see what what Al can do. I think he will have the fastest lap, of course, on those soft tires. So that's another 2-point swing into his advantage.
I mean, the tyre wear for the hards was quite high from Al. So
yeah,
compared to what Becker was doing.
Yeah, it's the same situation as in Silverstone, I think. With Stebo and the Mercedes cars, so interesting.
Yeah, well, yeah, Becker's left is only at 50%. When Al's was over like 61%, so yeah, Becker's looking after his tyres a lot more than what Al is. So them softs could be they start off great, but towards the end of the race they're going to be letting go.
Yeah, so he's 7.5 seconds behind now. And let's see. I will make an improvement on this lap, I think. The question is, how much can he catch up in one lap?
He's going to need to.
Oh!
Yellow.
It's Puggy. Oh, watch out for Booty. Yeah. Nice. So Booty to P4. I think, depending on how much Becker is or like how much his tire wear is increasing every lap, he might go to the end. Because I think otherwise he would have gone to the softs already. It's the only way of getting maybe a podium, gambling, because he was 8 seconds behind Booty, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. I think from himself with Becker, he might just try and make them hards last to the end. Al he'd killed his rear tyres, so he did have to come in, and he's really going to need to try and catch up to Becker to get his DRS if he's going to make any moves on Jetfish.
Yeah, Jetfish 20.3 as a lap time. Al 19.1, that's 1.2 seconds a lap, which he's currently gaining. He's also gaining 2 extra points on Jetfish. which is quite alright. And for Mercedes, it is even better because they are still on their way to get the constructors title. I will have a look at Boutier's tire wear.
Yeah, because Bootie's on a hards.
Yeah, he's on 15% about that on the mediums. Let's see what else lap time is saying. His tire wear is currently at about 18 to 20% after 2 laps.
Oh.
And we still have like 7 laps, so if he continues like this, he might get a puncture. Oh, and that will be interesting.
Jetfish is going to know that Al on them softs is going to be pushing hard. So Jetfish, he needs to look after them tyres a bit more.
Yep. Yeah, I think Jetfish is safe on the tyres though, as he was about 25% after 6 laps. We still have 6 laps, would mean he would be around 50%. Becker though is getting close to the 60% range now, and we still have 6 laps to go. But that is, I mean, it's tricky, but it is still not anywhere near the puncture region, you could say.
I'm just going to have a look at. I mean, Al's tyres. I mean, that left rear is already at 25%.
Yeah, it's going up about, what is it, 6 or 7, maybe more percent per lap.
Yep, he is really closing quick now on Bakker. He can have DRS.
Or it will be interesting if he just has enough pace to catch up to Jetfish, and then the moment he is past, his tires have to drop off, and then we will see an interesting fight. Because it's about 4.5 seconds now to Jetfish, with about 5 laps to go.
Yep, Jetfish is rear, 31%. So yeah, Jetfish, I think his tyres will be all right till the end, as Ali's now all over the back of Bakker.
Oh, look at the difference in traction there.
Just, yeah. Bakker's really going to be feeling them hard. I don't think Bakker's going to come in now.
No.
The only way he'll come in now is if there's a safety car.
Yeah, so he's at the 20 lap mark now, as you did, and he is, well, the right side of his car on the tires are at 57 and 58%, but then the left side is 61 and 63. So the left side is taking a lot of damage on this circuit.
Yeah, because a couple of long sweeping right-handers, it does put a lot of pressure on them left tyres.
That's true. Let's see, now Al 3.8 behind Jetfish. He is slowly closing in, but is it enough? He needs about more than a second per lap, and I don't know if he can still get that out of his tires.
Yeah, I can't see it. I don't think he's. I mean, the rate that he caught back up was quite phenomenal, but better tyres. You could see the difference in tyres. But I think Jetfish is just too far.
His left rear tire is at 42% already. Then that is the tire of Al. Let's have a look at Jetfish's tires. So they are about 37, which isn't too bad. And Becker, let's have a quick look. Becker, all his tires are currently red, so that means that all of his tires are in the 60%.
Yep. He's getting into puncture territory, isn't he?
Yeah.
But it's too late to pit now. Three laps left.
Yeah, that's way too late.
And there's the only other is still Stubby and Puggy. That's about the closest I think there is at the moment on track. Everyone else is all really spread out. So it's basically a race, a moment of tyres at the front.
Yeah. And they will maybe praying that they won't get a puncture. I've seen it before on this track, but
yeah, because I think Al could be in puncture territory. The way them softs are dropping off.
we are entering the final stages of the race. Let's see. So Mercedes still on their way then to the championship, and Au only losing 3 points in the driver championship to Jetfish, but that is at this moment, and we're still not at the end of the race, so anything can happen. Bakker is left rear now, 71%.
Couple of laps left.
Yeah, and don't think I will catch.
Our back has picked up another 3-second penalty.
Ooh, now.
He's far enough ahead of Booty, so.
Yeah, so I don't think, as long as he doesn't get a puncture, I think he's safe. And that is a quite a good of a strategy call, then.
Yeah, going from the hards. If it had rained a bit more, then yeah, them hards would have really would have been a masterclass. But at the moment, she's just maybe pushing them a little bit. Hopefully, they'll last because I think Bakker's done really well.
Yeah.
The Mercedes are untouchable.
Yeah, I think if he had gone 1 or 2 laps longer, I think he would have had more left in his tires, and he wouldn't have lost much on the hards compared to the mediums. So, but yeah, you never know.
Yeah,
I think,
and we didn't get the rain towards the end, which would have spiced things up.
Oh yeah. So unfortunately, no rain then. As the weather, the light rain is still 15 minutes away, and that is quite some time. I don't think we will do 15 minutes for about 1 lap. So
no, and just looking at Bakker's tyres, his back's now nearly 75%.
Danger zone.
I'm hoping for you, Bakker. I'm hoping. Keep my fingers crossed. Them tyres last for you.
Yeah, and I hope Ferrari can get the podium, and Bakker deserves it as well.
Yeah.
Still recovering his wrist as well, I think.
Yeah, and I think Al probably slowed up a bit just to try and save them tyres. He's at almost at 70%, so they're not as gone as back as hard.
Oh, struggling though on the traction there. And Stubby is going for a move on Puggy into turn 1 on the final lap. And Stubby moves up to P5. Oh, and Puggy almost lost it. But we will switch to Jetfish as our championship leader. He was third last week, but he will return to the top step of the podium. And with that, we will see Mercedes taking the Constructors' Championship with 3 rounds left after this one. There are more than 300 points ahead of McLaren in P2. Jetfish across the line to win the race in Portugal, and Al comes home in P2. Now let's see if his tyres will hold on. I think so.
Yep, great. Good to see from Bakker. Well deserved podium.
That's a P3 for the Ferrari driver. Booty, he will finish P4. Maybe didn't expect that strategical masterclass, you could say.
Yeah, I think Booty was hoping, especially with his qualifying time, that he was probably hoping to push the Mercedes, but wasn't to be. Unlucky.
Yeah, we got Puggy in P5 then for the first points for him, 22 points, which is a good jump for him. And we got Stubby in P6. I think that's his best results maybe as well this season. I'm not sure. Kieran finishes P7, and I think he had a bit of a...
He had a spin, didn't he?
Yeah. Disappointed race maybe from what he will... you will get all the stories.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the banging upstairs as when he spun. I think he hit the curb, didn't he, a bit hard and spun out.
Yeah. And Matt finishing in P8 on his return. Let's see, Matt does move up to P6 in the championship ahead of karting. Stubby moves into P8 and Bakker moves up into P9. He's got 30 points, jumps up to 70 total, which is a good job. And Rusty is then still in P10, Glader in P11, Zabiaka in P12, and Puggy jumps up to P13. And then we got Jetfish with the girl outfit still.
Yeah, I was just looking at the live standings with a couple of rounds left. Al's only 50 points off Jetfish, so that's still catchable. And I think Kieran... he's only like 24 points off Stebo to go maybe move into third place. So that's going to be another one to watch in the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, Stebo can't win the championship anymore. I think he's too far behind. But yeah, we get a fight for P3 and a fight for P1, which is good. Kieran saying I 2 times a race in Portimao and both times I spun and then had a quiet race, but he says I still finished ahead of Inorganic. He loves to say that.
I finished 8th yesterday. All he had to do was finish just to equal. So
yeah. Yeah, well, he will say 7 is 7, so...
I mean, what position did he qualify in? He didn't really make any gains there. I qualified in 14th and finished 8th, so... sorry, Kieran.
Bit saltier from his race, maybe, Kieran. But yeah, that is the championship then, and we will have a sprint weekend, or not weekend, sprint round next week in Saudi Arabia, which is always exciting, so please watch us next week. Thank you all for joining us, and yeah, we only had 8 drivers, but still quite a decent race.
Yeah, fully enjoyed it. Good to have you back on comms, Luke.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Yep. We see a bit of fighting in the chat, by the way, between Callum and Kieran.
Oh yeah, Callum can't resist it. Kieran finished second from last, so he did worse than both men. Oh yeah, Callum can't. Yes, yeah, Callum does rage.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Yep.
Luckily, they didn't record my voice.
I love it that they're in live chat having this argument where they're like about 6 foot away from each other.
Yeah. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the of the discussion in chat, and for us, enjoy your evening.